Prince Harry and Meghan Markle returned back here to the UK. On a number of occasions, of course, it sparked a lot of security concerns, as one can imagine. And more importantly, everybody was looking for any kind of lump or bump on either of them to see if they were wired or indeed microphoned, security equipment, that type of thing. And of course, a lot of people had a lot of fun playing digitally by adding on lumps and bumps. There's no two ways about it. But of course, for those in the know that are there literally on the spot at the event, you see things very close and personal, and you can see anything like that. Now, as I've often said here on the show, I never really understand the idea really of covert recording, because basically, if you know the law, you have a problem if you put that into the public domain. Yes, it can be stolen and all of that sort of stuff and leaked online, but nonetheless, really, you become the owner and legalities can enforce. So what truly happened when Prince Harry made that very much mad dash back here to see His Majesty the King, his father, on the announcement of his recent illness? As ever, let me explain. Well, nice to see you today, and as ever, thank you so much for joining me. I don't know if you can see this, but just behind me there, the other day we mentioned about the Cafe Society, didn't we? And how people sit is freezing. Yeah, so you know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong, as I often say, in being out in the air, but to sort of pretend it's the summertime, sitting on damp cushions, nothing worse, is there? Yes, oh, we won't go there, do you know what I'm saying? A damp cushion, it's an enemy, isn't it? We all find that terrible situation out later on, don't we? Yeah, you're with me, I know. We'll have a quick wave. How are you? Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining me today. Now, I wanted to highlight this particular story because it's another interesting factor in the Harry and Meghan story. Because as many people realise, of course, each time now Harry and Meghan return back here to the United Kingdom, there's something of a dichotomy. You see, you could understand that everybody who speaks to them, and we saw that, didn't we, with Mike and Zara Tindall, or indeed Princess Eugenie, it can all get sent back. Now, quite what they're going to do with this remains to be seen, because it's not necessarily that interesting in my opinion. It's just idle gossip. What is interesting is the fact that upon the recent return by, of course, Prince Harry back to see his father, King Charles, there was this big speculative story going around about how he was strip searched virtually, checked for recording equipment, checked, of course, for cameras, hidden cameras, all of that sort of stuff. Covert recording, it's called. Now, what truly happened? Well, what we can tell you is this. Yeah, indeed, it was, as we now all know, a very short meeting with His Majesty the King. That's because he felt personally very tired and was on his way to Sandringham. No two ways about that. Was he checked for equipment? Let me tell you, everybody who goes into the palace, regardless of who you are, is laser checked. It's one of those things you have to now. Now, what happens is this. As we saw recently with His Majesty the King, the very public meeting with the British Prime Minister, the Right Honourable Rishi Sunak, was there recorded on camera because he wanted to be seen, making sure that, of course, his subjects realise he's fit, up and running and able to do the job. What happens privately? Well, what we can tell you is certain conversations are recorded and certain ones aren't. They can be, on insistence of His Majesty the King, another person in the room taking notes, and indeed with a dictaphone recorder, very much an old-fashioned machine now. But that basically is to make sure that everything is detailed between the monarch and indeed it could have been his youngest son. But the true story was that no, it wasn't as dramatic as all of that. Harry knows exactly the security measures that are forwarded now to the monarch, which is, of course, what his father is. So to make this out that he was virtually hauled up against the wall, strip searched and looked for covert recordings is literally ludicrous. But again, it's one of those stories, isn't it, that people hope to make something of. Simply, it's a matter of state security. This is what happens, and Harry was treated certainly no differently. But no more dramatically either. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.